listen to the crickets sing. Everything I need is right here by my side. And I know everything about you. I don't wanna live without you. I'm only up when you're not down. Don't wanna fly if you're still on the ground. It's like no matter what I do, well, you drive me crazy half the time. The other half I'm only trying to let you know that what I feel is true. And I'm only me when I'm with you.
One thing I got used to was how nice
Just a small town boy
how nice you
girl, living in a crazy world, trying to figure out what is and isn't true. And I don't try to hide my tears, the secrets are my deepest fears. Through it all, nobody gets me like you do. And you know everything about me. You see the
He drops the air. Hard hit into right. Back at the wall. Torgo! Unbelievable! LeBron James with no regard for human life.
This is Chapman Sports Radio, Panther Insider, the only radio show dedicated to Chapman athletics.
All right, we're back. We're back for season 2. We did have that intro with Alejandro and I,
Yeah.
but we got our first guest tonight. It's my roommate, good friend, Joe LaFontaine. Maybe the best name in swimming.
I don't know about that. Best name? It's a pretty good name.
close.
It's up
It
there.
is.
Proud of
It
my
is
name.
pretty
Definitely
good.
up there.
It's pretty good. Yeah, excited to be back. The whole crew back in here. Parker, Alejandro. Parker and I survived New York. Pretty wild trip. Few flight issues. But, you know, we made it back. So we're here ready to roll.
Yeah, we might have to give you guys like a recap episode, one of these days soon
Yeah,
here.
there's some stories.
Yeah, the IBS awards ceremony.
Awful name.
Poorly named awards ceremony. We had a chance to go there, so we'll tell you more about that another time. But we're excited, man.
Yeah,
First episode with a guest this semester.
let's go.
Like you mentioned, Joe LaFontaine, hailing from, where are you from, brother? You from,
I'm from
Cali,
Fremont,
right?
California.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice. San Jose.
Okay, sweet.
Bang. Right there. Made a connection
Central
already.
Cali
Yep.
boys, look
The
at that.
Bay Area.
Bay Area.
Exactly. Yeah, we thought we'd bring Joe on today. I know we had to swim earlier this fall, but that was kind of before the season started, right as it was getting going. So thought we'd bring another swimmer on to recap their season. Record-breaking season, 4th in the Skyak. Pretty solid. How do you feel about the year?
I'm pretty happy with it. No complaints. I mean, we jumped from 6th place last year to 4th place this year. Set a lot of team records on both teams, and I don't know. It's a pretty exciting season. Looking forward to next season.
Yeah, no, heck yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
I mean, what do you feel, like, what are you guys eating this season, I just saw so many dozens of records being broken. You guys are being posted on Skyak, Instagram, and Chapman Sports, like, every week. What was it that really, like, led to this growth so fast,
It was definitely a lot of change this season. Having our old coach step down, he retired. We had a new coach come in and a lot of new freshmen. But I think we all realized, like, okay, there's change in this program, but how are we going to change? I think we all came together, worked really hard as a team, definitely had pretty good team chemistry. I can't really compare it to last year's team, but I think we just all knew we need to show up, work hard, and it all paid off at the end. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's fair.
What goes into what do you feel like helped build that team chemistry?
I mean, we do a decent amount of team bonding, especially over one example I can pinpoint is over winter break. We were here an extra 3 or 4 days, and within that 3 or 4 days, the people that were still here for break we were with each other all day. I mean, we had doubles, so we were there twice a day with each other, and then you would go out and eat with them, go hang out. We had stuff for example, we went mini golfing, laser tag, all sorts of, I mean, that kind of stuff, that brings you together outside of the pool, and then obviously working together so much in the pool automatically gets you guys close. So
Yeah. And how big do you think it is having all those guys who, everyone on the team kind of all leading to the same goal? You guys all have the same goal in mind, which is,
I mean, I think it's super important, but I think that's the reason everyone's there, is to get better and build up the people around each other. One of the main reasons I would go consistently with that motivation is having people around me that have the same goal to swim fast and just have fun with it. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, we can tell you guys all bought in. It was great watching you guys this year. So for you individually, because like Tanner said, we had a few of you guys on preseason, and we were able to ask them, like, what are their goals coming into this season? So for you, what were your off-season goals before this season? And, did you make any of them?
So I had a lot of time-based goals, just for all my events. I don't know if you want me to say.
Please get into the specifics.
the nitty-gritty.
If we're getting specific.
You do the 500 free and 100, 200 as well?
I do any distance of freestyle pretty much. So
Okay.
at our Skyac, I swam anything from the 50 to the mile, but all of just
Wow.
freestyle. So don't really have much of another stroke to me.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, I put for the 50 free, I wanted to go 21 mid. 20. I went 21 high over the summer, so I wanted to bring it down a little bit. The 100 I wanted to break 49, and then 200 I put sub 148, and then 500 last year I got a 500.3, so I just wanted to get under it. And then the mile, I didn't really have a goal for the mile. It's not the most ideal event to swim.
Yeah.
Kind of just wanted to,
Yeah, you're telling us, yeah.
kind of just wanted to finish it. And I was proud to say I got all those goals. So
Oh yeah.
Wow.
it's a
That's
pretty,
awesome.
Congrats,
pretty
man.
I
That's
can't
impressive.
complain about that. Like I said,
Our advisor's going to love this episode.
Travis is gonna love it. He's probably
yeah,
tuned in right
I always see him at Open Swim, and he's pretty close with our coach.
Yeah,
so.
we know you're listening, Travis.
Yeah, he literally went and swam in New York. When
Really?
he took us
Well,
there,
you guys-
the first thing he did was go find his his club people and swim. So he's gonna love this episode.
He was like, yeah, I found some spot. I don't know, some people. It was 3 floors underground, some pool at some tiny ass school. He was like, yeah, I just went and swam this morning. We're like, what?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. On those goals, what do you feel like was the biggest part in achieving those and breaking those goals?
I mean, I think it took a lot mentally. Sometimes when you get that close to a time and don't break it, it's kind of a mental barrier.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I put in the same amount of effort, if not more, to get to those goals each day. At the beginning of the season, to backtrack, we did a thing where you get paired with a partner, go over your goals, and they make a poster about it. And that poster hung on my locker every day, so I would be seeing it every day.
Wow.
So that kind of pushes me.
Every day,
and then-
quote unquote.
Well, I saw it for about the whole season minus a week or two.
Okay.
But yeah, that pushed me towards my goals for sure. Did I answer the question?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of went on a tangent.
No, you're good.
No, but
good.
I like what you brought up. You kind of brought up a new point here. So this poster, this technique that you guys kind of have to build those goals, was that something? I know it's only your second year in season.
Calling in
Right.
now?
Do you see
Was
that?
was this your first time, as we check out who's calling in? Was this the first time doing that? The posters?
Yeah, I don't remember us having
Yes.
much of a poster last year. I
you want-
remember
okay, do you wanna talk?
I would write my own goals down in a
Well,
journal or
you can
something
share
like
yours.
that, or just have it in my mind. But
Yeah.
this was the first year we actually physically wrote it out.
Okay.
Kiana.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
We got another swimmer calling in right here.
Oh, look at that.
Can you hear us, Kiana?
guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
So we have Kiana.
Wait.
Wait, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick?
Oh, yeah, of course. Hi, I'm Kiana. I'm a swimmer on Chapman Swim and Dive. I'm Joe's best friend.
Facts.
There we go.
right.
And my strokes are flying IM.
Mm-hmm.
So butterfly and the individual medley.
All right. Well,
Nice.
first off, thank you for calling in. This is historic.
I was about to say, I think this is
caller.
our-
This is our first
It's
one.
a Panther insider. So, Kiana, what do you have to say for Joe? I know you're his best friend, but as he's kind of talking about his goals and stuff, is there anything you want to mention about him?
Yeah, Joe is one of the hardest workers. He does distance, which is already super hard. And, like in the hot tub after practice, he shares his mind, but he also really lifts up the team as a whole. He's just a great person, great personality, great teammate, all around, awesome.
Yeah, so true. So true. I love that you're hyping him up right now. He's got a big old smile on his face.
He's blushing right now. He's blushing.
Is he blessing right now?
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. We asked Joe this, so would love to ask you, what were some of your goals preseason, and how did those go over for you at the end of the year?
Yeah, so there were definitely ups and downs. I was planning on trying to make my NC2A cut this season in the 100 fly, but I ended up doing better and dropping in my other events, which are the 2 fly and the 2 IM. And I think that had a lot to do with the training that we were doing. I was doing lots of mid-distance, lots of strength training. So I think the longer distance events I did a lot better in than the sprint, which I'm not complaining about. It was great. I had a great Skyac, had all Skyac finishes.
Let's go. Even after
people
recovering
record.
from a box jump trying to
Yeah.
hurt you.
Yeah, earlier in interterm, Tanner knows I was in the gym and I was doing some box jumps and I split my shin open, so I was out of the water for about a week.
Oh, no.
You made it, though. You recovered.
I did. I recovered, back and better.
Makes your story greater. Having
No,
to
it does,
having to
yeah.
recover from something like that.
That's right. That's
Those
right.
box jumps, watch out for him.
Oh man.
Well, so while we have, you both here, this is awesome. I guess like a final question to you, Kiana, and this will also be for you, Joe. In terms of, because I know you had a large freshman class this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you're going to get a lot next year. So for those incoming freshmen who really want to join this Chapman swim team and dive team, what do you both have to say to them? Joe, I'll let you go first.
The main thing I would say is to stay in shape over the summer. So definitely swim club, or if you don't swim club, just try and stay in the water because training starts right away when you get into it. That's my main thing.
Yeah, no, that's
Just
great.
keep
That's
on,
great.
Keep on working hard.
Hey, Kiana.
Oh, wait, can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. So we were just asking, Joe here, what would you say to the incoming freshmen who want to join the Chapman swim team?
Yeah, I would say just come with an open mind. College swimming is so different than club swim. The team atmosphere is way friendlier, and we all cheer for each other, which is something that I never did in club swim. You're not sitting under the tent in your little chair waiting for your race. You're up and you're at the other side of the pool cheering on your teammates. It's just a whole party the entire swim meet. And so my only advice is to come in with an open mind and to keep the energy up, because everyone feeds off each other's energy, and that's how we thrive throughout the season.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's
Sick.
awesome. Thank
Love
you again, Kiana, for being our first caller ever. Shout out to you. We'll remember this. Any last jabs you want to throw at Joe before we, start digging in more into his...
Any questions we should ask?
Yeah.
Oh, you should ask Joe his favorite memory from the season.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wait, before you go, I do have one last question.
Yeah.
Since we heard Joe's
Yeah.
answer many times over interterm, what's your best joke?
Oh my gosh. Putting me on the spot here.
Ooh.
I don't do jokes.
Okay.
Likes it
Okay.
too, bro.
Okay.
I'm
Fair enough.
so sorry.
No,
all
it's
right,
okay,
all right.
it's okay, it's
Call
okay.
call in next week. Have a joke prepared,
I
okay?
will. I'm going to think of a joke.
Perfect.
All right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, thanks, Kiana.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, guys.
Wow, historic.
That was
First ever
Historic.
caller.
You should have seen me and Tanner's face. We were like looking at the red blinking light.
I was just like, no, I was just confused. I was like, who is calling me?
Is someone actually
Yeah.
calling us right now?
Yeah, I know. Look at that. Well, Joe, do you want to share your favorite joke?
Please, yes, I need to hear
Yes,
this.
I do.
I mean, I feel
Which
like which one? My go-to that Tanner's probably heard like 30 times, probably once a day.
Yeah.
The go-to is a guy walks into a bar with a giraffe, and the giraffe has one too many drinks and falls over, collapses, dies on the floor. The guy starts walking out of the bar, and the bartender goes, "Hey, you can't leave that lion there." And the guy goes, "That's not a lion. That's a giraffe."
Oh,
That's
no.
the,
It's a
that's
classic.
been the go-to.
It's a classic. It's a classic. He's got a few more. It's a joke
Yeah,
over here.
can we just like start a new segment? Dad joke segment?
Dad joke.
That's good. That's good. All right, let's jump back into it. Let's see.
Well, we should go with the question that she asked, right? What was your favorite memory?
Oh yeah.
from the season.
Yeah.
It's hard to pinpoint just one. I know last year I said this, and I'd probably say the same this year. The atmosphere at the SkyAC Conference Championship meet, it's just total different energy. So I'd probably say that is kind of one of my favorite moments. Is just being in that pretty competitive environment, but then again, having fun with your friends, having your teammates cheer you on behind the blocks and across the pool. And then I'd also say the hot tub after practice every day.
Yeah, Kiana mentioned
I mean,
this.
yeah, she mentioned it, so that's kind of why it's fresh in my mind. But talking about practice, cracking jokes, figuring out what you're going to do for the day and all of that, and then just being in the hot tub, too.
Yeah,
and after a cold pool, I'd say that having that every day is
Especially
a
in the
great
wintertime.
part. Especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
In the morning, too.
And the more, yeah, exactly.
Now let me ask you this: do you feel that obviously you've made some great memories here your first 2 years? Is this something that maybe you feel you can only get here at Chapman in like a D3 environment, or I mean, prior to college, were there other options?
Prior to swimming here, this was the only school I applied to that I would swim at, unless possibly swimming club somewhere else. And then the only other school I would swim at would have been a JC.
Okay.
So I can't speak too much on that, but I feel like, I mean, everyone fits in different places, but I feel that I really fit in here, and that's why it's giving me such a positive experience. I bet you could find it at other programs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't really tour any other campuses to swim at. I just came here and really loved it. And yeah.
What helped you fit in here, per se, compared to maybe going to other schools, you know?
I mean, I feel like, obviously I'm speaking just because I know this school pretty well, but everyone on the team was very, very open. They're willing to, or they want to get to know you. They want to be around the people.
Yeah.
That didn't really make, well, I'm trying to think of how to word it.
What you thinking?
Like-
you know?
I feel
What's
like
on
it
your
was
mind?
just a very adaptable team.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
easy to get along with. So that's why I feel like it was easy for me to fit in.
Yeah.
It's just having those positive people that are really welcoming.
An open environment.
open
per se.
environment.
Yeah, no, we got that sense like early on.
yeah.
We had what was it Bryce
Bryce and Avery.
and Avery
Yeah.
Hall on, who both also had great years.
Yeah.
And
shout out to them.
Coming into this season, they were like, it's such like everybody's bought in. There's such good chemistry already, so it's great to hear you kind of echoing
Yeah,
it
similar response.
after the season. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of moving forward, when researching swim, I was interested, especially the SkyAC and like the reportings on it and such. What is the difference between? So there were so many events going on. Obviously, swim can be a complicated sport. You know, everyone knows this, especially if you don't swim.
Yeah.
What's the difference between high tops and low tops in terms of like, is this like a division situation or?
So this was something that was brought in by our new coach this year.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be more inclusive. So if you have a swimsuit that goes above your waist up here strapped, you're on the high top side. And then if you have a brief or a jammer, you're on the low top side.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's a new
Newly
terms
implemented.
instead of the men's and women's team.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
More
Yeah.
inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
like
thank
that.
you for
course,
shedding
yeah.
light on that. So why don't we kind of dig into that then? This is a new year with a new coach. Before the season, we got the opinions from Avery and Bryce. So Joe, on air live, what were your thoughts kind of on the coaching style, just how this year went with your new coach?
The coaching style in general?
Yeah, just
Or-
in general. Anything really you have to say about Juliet?
Having Juliet was great.
Mhm.
Obviously, they swam in college. They're a younger coach. And then they picked up some coaching experience at CMS, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure anywhere
Yeah.
else. I know they coach Masters.
Mhm.
They had a lot of good sets for us. So I feel like a lot of the training we did was really bumped up in intensity.
Mhm.
So I feel like that was something really good that they brought in. They were very organized. Everything was pretty
Like to the T, like
to the T.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have these weekly emails that helped out a lot.
okay.
We knew where to be, when to be there. I feel like it was all pretty positive stuff. Yeah,
Very nice.
So
Very nice.
pretty good having them.
Good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Do you feel like with the new coaching staff, the culture on the team changed at all, or do you even feel like it almost brought you guys closer, or anything like that?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I mentioned that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So having that change, I think, definitely brought us together in the way that we looked around and we said, "Hey, this is all something new for us. Let's just come together and
Yeah.
strive from there."
Yeah.
So I feel like the change did impact us a little, but probably in a more positive way than negative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I would say for that.
Sick.
that's awesome.
Let's go back a little bit to choosing to swim at Chapman. I know you said you didn't look many other places to swim. And you kind of touched on it about everyone being open, but what was really appealing to you on why choosing Chapman? What did you feel like the benefit in terms of swimming was coming here?
So looking at schools, I looked at couple schools. I looked at San Jose State, and then here, and then Chico, and then obviously junior college. And obviously coming here to swim was a plus. But when I toured here, my mom asked me a question, and it was actually a really good question. She said, "Would you come here if you weren't swimming?" Because I was a walk on. I wasn't really. I got the paper to sign, but I wasn't recruited. I kind of reached out to the coaches first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was a little unsurety if I would even be on the team. I didn't know what tryouts were like, what earning a spot is like. So I think when she asked me that question, I kind of looked at more of how do I see myself here not swimming?
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed, I could probably say similar stuff to why you guys came here.
Uh-huh.
The academics are pretty good. Then atmosphere, being close to the beach, location, all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like swimming here and continuing what I've been doing since I was 5 years old swimming.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that is just an extra plus that makes me love this school even more.
Yeah. Okay, on that, going back to the youth swimming
perfect.
days.
Yep.
I know you did club, swam for your high school, played some water polo, multi-sport athlete over here.
Check you out.
What was the did you know you wanted to swim in college? Or when did you come to that conclusion that you're like, oh, this would be a possibility, I kind of want to look into this?
So yeah, I never really actually swam too much club like USA Swimming.
Yeah.
I swam a summer recreational league, kind of a sprint league.
Stingrays,
It was
baby.
really
Okay.
fun, and I think swimming for that rec league and not swimming year round helped me not burn out
Yeah.
from
that's a
swimming,
good
because
point.
I know a lot of people that swim year round from when they're 5 around that age burn out by the time they get to
Yeah,
high school.
yeah.
And when I got to high school, I was still enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was playing water polo and I was playing basketball, and at the time I really liked basketball. And then I knew the coach coming into high school, and he kind of threw me on varsity the first year. And I was like, hey, maybe I could go somewhere with this.
This is for basketball, or for
This
swim?
is for
For
swim.
swim. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so having that was a plus. I just liked it so much all throughout high school that it was something I want to continue doing regardless of what level. Obviously, you strive for the highest level you can.
Yeah.
But at the point of junior and senior year, it was definitely hard with COVID and all that to get significantly faster and with recruiting. But I was at the point where I just wanted to keep swimming, whether that be club, JC level, D3, etc.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew sophomore to junior year I wanted to keep doing it just with how much fun I was having in high school. It's something that I just want to have in my daily life.
Yeah, I know. We're happy for you that you can continue doing that here at Chapman, man.
Exactly. What is when did you start swimming and how did you get into it?
So I started on a team when I was 5, because it's the neighborhood we lived in. It was right around the block from us. Was a pool, and they were having tryouts. Prior to that, I had done swim lessons at a pool near me just for
To learn
safety.
how to swim.
Safety, yeah.
Yeah, to learn. Everyone wants their kid safe in the water. So I did it.
That's
at,
a lifeguard speaking right there.
Yeah, so I did it at the pool nearby that I work at now. I did some swim lessons there just for water safety. I can't really speak on like that was kind of my parents signing me up for it.
Yeah.
But clearly I liked it enough to just keep doing it.
Waterboard.
So that was kind of my starting experience to swimming. So
Nice.
Nice.
Do you do any other water sports? I know we mentioned water polo. Do you like surf or anything? I don't know what it's like up there. Once you get past, like I know the NorCal vibes are just different because we all surf down here in the SoCal.
Yeah,
so
I would
I'm
say.
curious.
I mean, from my experience, it definitely is not that much surfing, but
yeah,
I'm not just from a swimmer.
I never got too into surfing. I'd go to the beach a fair amount, and I'd bodyboard or skimboard.
Boogie board.
Or boogie board, sorry.
well,
I'd say-
either way.
Yeah, either way,
bodyboarding.
I'm just adding. I was adding on. I wasn't cutting yours. I was just adding.
Yeah. So I never really got into surfing. Our family and I took a vacation to Hawaii once, and I got on a board and like stood up. So I kind of say I learned how to surf.
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah.
know how to surf. Like it wasn't like a proper lesson, or it's not something I keep doing, but it's definitely something I want to get into.
Yeah,
'cause
no, definitely.
especially down here with such nice beaches. I mean, the beaches up north are super nice themselves, but
It
not
can
as
get rocky
nice,
up there.
yeah, it can get
It's different.
Oh yeah.
can get a little yeah.
I think it was Avery. I think when we had her on, she mentioned she surfs all the time. So that's why I was just curious. I may be wrong. It could have been another swim episode. but
I think it was just another episode.
maybe it was water polo.
Yeah, it could have been someone, but I know just knowing
they're just-
Avery
they're
and
just
Bryce,
blending together now
neither
for
of them really
Parker.
I know.
surf. So
Everything's meshing together
Everything
into one.
meshes together.
All these water sports is just getting stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But speaking of water sports, I mean, in just a few years here, we're having the freaking Olympics come to our
Oh
backyard.
yeah.
I mean, are you kind of excited? Like, are you an avid watcher of the sport?
I would definitely say so. Not a ton live. It's hard to find.
Yeah,
swimming.
streams and stuff. It's
like
yeah.
yeah.
It's not on NBC unless it's the Olympics.
But I definitely keep up with a lot of the results, especially NCAAs are going on soon. So all the championships for like the SEC and all of that are going on. So I definitely keep up with that and whatever videos pop up on my YouTube recommended. So I'd say I keep up with the sport, like watching it. And then obviously Olympics, that's top tier swimming. So I watch that
yeah.
as well.
yeah, no, of course.
Can you like learn anything or pick up on anything just watching people swim, or is that just like it's almost too hard to see watching it?
It's a little hard to see, but definitely from swimming for a long time, I can pick up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
One of the main things I find interesting is everyone kind of swims with a different technique, especially for freestyle. Just the way your arms.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Like
Yeah.
the cycle of your arms, as well as the entry, how your arms are bent, etc. So looking at that is pretty interesting. I feel like that's not as much learning, but it's more of just observing how different people swim.
Yeah,
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, just you describing that really hones down the fact that swimming is like super challenging. And we were talking about this before the
Oh,
show,
yes.
Joe.
Embrace debate.
I saw a discussion. I saw a discussion before we were on air about what would you feel is the easiest sport. And I'm just gonna throw it out there. I already know it's not swimming because I've tried.
Yes. Hey, don't worry. We're not doing this to come out swimming or anything. Just so you know.
I'm gassed after
we
I'm
have
gassed
other
after doing a 25. like-
Exactly. Yeah. Imagine
other
a mile,
ideas.
dude. So, Joe, maybe we'll let Tanner go first. That way he can just kind of get the flow going.
'Kay.
Tanner Pierce, what do you feel is the easiest?
I think I'm gonna stick with my
If you go with
first
that
answer.
First answer. Oh man.
I'm sorry. I know you did track, but
Yes.
it's just like, and I know it's difficult, and I know it's hard, and like being someone who runs pretty frequently, I know how annoying like running is. But like at the same time, I'm like, in terms of what the preparation is, it's like going to the gym and running. Like, and beyond that, obviously there's some technique and stuff like that, and I'm not dragging anyone who does track or anything like that because I have mad respect. But I'm like, I just start,
see me, like, moving
I start,
around over
I
here,
start
just-
thinking of all the sports, and I'm like, I don't know, like it's not football, it's not basketball, it's not baseball, it's not golf, it's not tennis, it's not swimming. And so I'm like, what are the other major sports?
Yeah.
It's not hockey.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like,
no.
so I'm
Yeah.
just like, what are the other ones out there? And so like, out of all of those, I'm like, I feel like it's got to be track. But at the same time, I'm not trying to knock it.
No,
I just
big
No,
time.
It's good discourse.
I'll just
Yeah.
come at you from a son of a track coach perspective.
That's valid.
So, I have seen him coach a lot of state champions
Yeah.
in my day. And the technique. So, I know you say there's not a lot, but
I mean, I know
it
there is, but
hours and hours of it just driven down into you, especially when it comes to the reason why I say track is it's a little different is because specific, because
Yeah.
there's other parts of track too. It's track and field, so then you have
Yeah,
the field
yeah.
events that are tough.
That's
then
true.
you have the hurdles, which are
Oh, yeah.
extremely
No,
tough.
for sure.
That's not a joke. And then, of course, the 100-meter dash, it seems easy, but that get off out the blocks,
Yeah.
that instant right there is
Bro.
drilled in constantly, like every day, and it's they follow through on that every single time because if you start slipping up on that, it can
Yeah.
really mess you up.
Yeah.
And, I imagine it's almost sort of like swimming in that sense of like drilling in that same repetition in that same
a lot
form,
of
and
technique
that
work, form
technique.
work.
So that's why I
yeah,
probably won't
no,
go track.
absolutely.
But I also understand, like it's hard to choose one.
Right.
Because-
Right. What's your answer?
See, I'll go with Tanner because I just had that. I think it's maybe
With Parker?
Parker. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry.
Freckles.
Happens to the best
We're
of us.
white. It's all right. I'm playing.
No, but I'm going with the answer of bowling,
Okay.
and I think it's because I like what you said, and I was like maybe because we're too self confident in ourselves, but like give me
True.
like
I can see
give me
that.
like 2 weeks of like really focusing on bowling. I can start nailing some strikes.
Yeah.
I think.
I-
But
yeah,
then,
I'm not bowling at 300.
No,
but
but then I see like the people who are just stupid good at bowling,
Yeah.
and like the amount of spin and everything they do on that, I just like can't even process. Or like
who do
to be
you
able
think
to,
you are? I am.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
goat
Or
of
it's like
bowling.
yeah, exactly. But then like yeah, the amount of spin or like the fact that they can just like put it on like the one spot on the pin to be able to like
Yeah.
it's like yeah, I don't know. It's
Again,
it's-
that's kind of why I said too. I think it's maybe it's just because we're too overconfident in
Yeah, that's
ourselves and our
valid.
ability.
No,
but,
that's
it's
fair.
like I don't know. That might have to be the one I
Are you
go
sticking with your answer, Parker?
I actually want to hear Joe's first.
Oh,
Before we dig into this deeper, I want to
don't
hear
switch up
Joe's
on me,
first.
Parker. You
You
guys.
see, like, when I'm thinking about it, I'm, like, brainstorming each sport, and a lot of them I'd say are really, like, difficult. And I kind of, like, agree a little bit with Tanner's answer.
Getting ganged
Especially
up on.
just... obviously I'm biased that I'm a swimmer, but I feel like running technique might be easier...
To master.
to master than like a swimming technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just going with Tanner's answer that track and field might be
Yeah. Yeah.
one of the easier sports
Okay.
because I want to say like baseball, but then I think if I had a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, I mean, there's no chance I'm hitting it.
Yeah, no chance. I was saying just that.
Well, then to give situations though, if you're in a track meet in a state championship with some of the best of the best going up against them, and you gotta get in the top,
Right.
the top 4, top 5. That's also much like swimming, because it's not like you don't have something coming at you, but it's going up against someone else who's been nailing that stuff down. And also, as someone who's ran track before, I do not envy anyone who does a 400-meter dash or anything above
Yeah,
that, because that
400's
is
so hard.
Yeah.
that is a full-on sprint for 400 meters. So I mean, I just think it's a hard one to nail down which one's actually the easiest.
How about curling?
Yeah, that's a good
there
one.
you go.
I mean,
You throw a rock on ice.
That was a good one. I wasn't even thinking about that. Okay, am I tripping right now for thinking about like badminton? Low key,
wait a
because
second.
the reason
Could be
why
onto something.
you were talking about earlier, you were talking about ping pong and how they're going quick. When you see them in the Olympics, but like every time I play badminton, like my P class, no matter how hard they hit it, it does come down at a
The same trajectory, kind of.
or like just like at speed wise. It's not like it does have to slow down a little bit more. I don't know.
That's tough.
Yeah.
This is a good conversation.
It's good. It's
This is a
good.
great conversation.
Embrace debate.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, for joining us on the
yeah,
easiest
I hope I
sport
don't start a
conversation.
grudge with any of them.
No,
Any of the track
no.
kids?
I was
Track
about to
guys,
say,
Yeah, we're gonna have him on next week. Actually,
they are listening right now. The whole team.
yeah.
I got one.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah. So now you're going into the off season. What does the off season look like for you? And then also like in terms of the program at Chapman, are there anything like you guys have to do, go to, things like that?
As of right now, there's no required stuff that we have to go to, especially right after season. It's always good to take a little break.
Yeah.
For me, when it comes to off season, I really enjoy getting to do, getting a lot more, I guess, freedom in the weight room. Not in a bad way compared to season, but just kind of getting to implement some other lifts that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just lifting in general, I feel like I do that more in the off season. Another thing is I just try and stay in the pool as much as possible. I've taken a week or two off after conference just to kind of give my whole body a break.
Yeah.
But definitely staying in the pool is crucial because the minute you take a break from the pool, it affects you a lot. And like I said, for the team, we don't have anything yet. I think our coach sent out some workouts that we could possibly do, both in the water and in the weight room. So that's kind of what it consists of.
Yeah.
It's kind of whatever works for you, and make sure you're
Yeah.
ready to go when season starts.
So then I'll go backtracking here. How's your schedule when it is in season and you do have how are those days?
Tanner laughs
Because-
as his roommate.
because
I
how
mean-
are those?
Days
Luckily,
are
I'm a heavy sleeper.
days are pretty rough. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't woken up Tanner much. Our practices usually start at 6:00 in the morning. So I'm up at 5:15, 5:20 because I gotta walk to the pool and make sure I'm in by 6:00.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually 6:00, and then 2 to 3 times a week you lift with a group, whether you're in the sprint group, mid distance, distance. Everyone has different lifts implemented for them. The hard part is interterm. Interterm is
Oh yeah.
it's brutal because everyone's only taking a max of 4 credits. I think that's
I think that's the
interterm.
thing.
Yeah.
It's only 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
Right?
Yeah, so for example, like I took a 3-credit course from 1 to whatever time it was. I think it was 4.
3 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
The
like
3 hour, yeah. So the interterm, the schedule for our team is you swim in the morning, again, 6:00. You get a little time in your day to go to your class, do your homework, and then we're back in the water. It was like 5 to 7.
No kidding. So
Jeez.
morning
So we're in
and
the
at night.
water for a bit. Sometimes the morning you'd lift more and then just get a recovery swim. But yeah, interterm is when we bump up the yardage and
Get mad
intensity a
pruned
lot.
up, huh?
Yeah.
And people underrate like how hard D3 athletes work because everyone expects when you're D1 level that's what, but D3 it's the same thing too. It's
It ain't
it's
no
a
joke.
lot. It's a
Say.
lot of time dedicated, and this is just for like me personally because I'm interested in it too. Like what kind of for your events personally, what kind of lifts are designated for you? to like work on? Like what muscle groups do you have to work on for you?
Yeah, Alejandro's our gym rat.
Sorry, I was just yeah.
So I tended to base my swimming and my lifts off the mid distance group. So my lifts weren't as high of intensity as like the sprint group, doing less reps but heavier weight.
Gotcha.
But then again, I wasn't in the distance group, which was doing a lot more reps of something just at a lower rate, kind of building the endurance more.
Yeah.
So I was kind of right in that middle spot. And then you're training just about everything. Obviously, the main muscle groups being your back,
Yeah.
a lot of rows, a lot of pull-ups, lat pull-downs, all that fun stuff. And then also building the legs a lot because you're pushing off of every wall. Each lap you're kicking. So we did a lot of back squats. We were implementing some front squats.
Yeah.
Kind of
Do not
working
envy
out
you.
everything.
Yeah, no, hard work for sure.
No kidding.
So Tanner, what do you say we kind of move on to everyone's favorite segment here
Yeah.
at Panther Insider?
Yeah.
Wait, quick, because I do like doing this just before. Unpopular opinion. Just one unpopular.
This is this kid's favorite thing. to ask every show.
Popular
This is mine.
opinion.
So like just anything at all. What is an unpopular opinion that you have that you know not many people will about a food? It could be about
I don't know how
Something that you-
popular you'd consider it, but I'm huge on pineapple on pizza. And I know a lot of
Yep.
people who
Mad
aren't,
respect, baby.
but I know a lot of people who are, so I don't know if you'd call it an unpopular opinion.
Well, definitely if they
But it's a
don't like it,
controversial.
they call it a
yeah,
controversial.
So I'd say pineapple on pizza for
Interesting.
sure.
I haven't had it enough to like kind of say if it's good,
good.
or bad.
It's
I
good.
think someone in another episode used that as their answer, but the opposite.
Yeah, I think so.
Might
I
have
feel
been one
like
of the
I feel
basketball
like you're
guys.
right. Yeah, it might have been. No, I like that. Yeah, you wanna
go with that.
get into Final Four?
Dude, let's do some Final Four, especially
Okay.
it's March.
Oh.
March Madness coming around
yeah.
the corner.
Oh yeah. Who you got winning it, by the way?
Dude, it's tough. Purdue, I thought all year was looking good, and then they just kind of choked. There's really no clear favorite in
Yeah.
college basketball this season.
I haven't paid enough attention. I
I'm
gotta
literally
do. I
looking
gotta
it
do
up
some
right now.
research
Give me a
before I make
second.
my bracket. But yeah, I don't
it's-
know. We'll see.
It's tough.
All right. Yeah. Do we want to jump right into it or do a little sweeper before?
Let's do it. Let's
'Kay.
throw a little sweeper.
All right.
Joe,
All right.
this is going to be Final Four. We're just going to ask you 4 quick hitting questions, just off the top of your head. Answer as best as possible. And then, that's
No
it.
pressure.
This is no pressure.
pressure, all
Buckle up.
Hold on. I gotta pull up this sweeper. Okay. Here we go.
Yo, this is your host, Parker Bell for Chapman Sports Radio's
Ooh,
Panther Insider, Spring 2022.
Or 23.
Please tune in every Monday, Wednesday at 3 p.m. on chapmanradio.live to find interviews with Chapman athletes.
Bang.
You can
Bang.
that was pretty
That was
good.
nice.
You
That was
could
pretty good.
soothe me to sleep. With
I
that.
forgot about
that
that,
was
bro.
kind of nice. That was nice.
We'll have to update that.
All right. Now we'll get
my.
into it. But the best sweeper.
Oh, the greatest sweeper of all time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's the Final Four.
Tanner loves it. He's so
good.
proud of that one.
That one's good. All right. I think you rip first.
Alrighty, so Joe, again, off the top of your head, just quick answers. First question, best advice.
I'd say manage your time. I struggled with that a little bit last year, just kind of getting the gauge of college classes, as well as swimming and getting enough sleep. So I'd say try and figure out a schedule that works for you and try and stay consistent to it, which I definitely think I got better at this year, but that would be
Nice. Time management. Hell
time
yeah.
management.
Go-to pregame song.
Oh, I have a lot. So I usually get like a list of songs going. I mean, I have them on my Spotify.
Even could be an artist too, if you feel like you just stick with the one.
I got a couple of songs from Drake mixed in.
Ice Spice.
A couple.
Da-da-da.
Well, that was kind of after season.
Next year.
A couple Rihanna songs. Don't
Respect.
Stop
Oh,
the
respect.
Music is a big one for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Gets me pretty amped up. A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I'd
Nice.
say yeah.
Seem like a man
I don't
of
have like
culture.
a
I like it.
pinpoint song,
Mhm.
but yeah, got
Best
a lot of.
best carbo loading meal. for the night before.
Obviously, some sort of pasta.
Yeah.
I'm bigger on spaghetti and meatballs.
Okay.
So just a big plate of spaghetti, whether it's Olive Garden, pasta party down the road. That's a pretty good place. We
Shout
usually
out.
go there as a team. So I'd say any sort of pasta for me is my go-to.
Your homemade garlic bread.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
That's
hey.
it.
Wow, hold on.
No.
Hey,
It's nothing serious.
It's nothing.
I showed this one to him. You toast. You make a piece of toast, put some butter and some garlic salt
There's
on
a
it.
reason I didn't mention the garlic bread.
Hey, I'd take it.
Got me excited for a second.
All right, and last Final Four question. If not swim, what sport?
Water polo.
Nice.
Yeah. So I
Nice.
played that all 4 years of high school, along with swim. Don't know if I'd make the team here, but I had a lot of fun playing it. So if not swim,
Yeah.
And water polo's tough, right? That's like
They get down and
That's-
dirty,
that's-
man.
yeah,
Violent.
it's pretty physical. Is
Yeah.
the main thing, and then
Bang.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well,
Whoa.
Jinx.
Jinx.
You owe me a soda. But, Joe, I was just going to say thank you so much for joining us.
I
I'm going to
appreciate you
pass the
guys,
mic
yeah.
to you. Shameless plug, whatever you want to say to anybody here at
Bingo.
Chapman or here in the AF because they're listening live. That's all you
Hey, actually,
The
you
floor is
want to
yours.
know what's funny about that? I actually heard that's false. It's another stream of just music that plays in AF.
Get the
but
hell
we'll
outta
but
here.
we'll pretend like we're being played in there.
I've
But all the
my
speakers
life has
play
been a
in there,
lie.
so
I don't really have much of like a plug. It would be good to see a lot more people at the Chapman swim meets. We don't get too much of a crowd, besides senior night and a lot of parents. So I'd say come out to Chapman swim meets are fun. I know they go a little long, but they're usually in good weather.
and
Yeah.
a bright future ahead for
Come
this
support.
team.
Where can we find you?
Uh,
Instagram or whatever.
Oh, Instagram, joe.lafontaine
God, this kid's gonna blow up.
Is my handle. Yeah.
He's gonna have so many new followers.
I'd say that's the main place you can find me is my Instagram and at Chapman U Swim and Dive.
Bet.
That's
Yeah.
the plug
That's the
right
way to
there. That's
go.
the one.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, thank you for coming on, for doing this finally. Taking a little study break.
Yeah.
We'll let you get back to your studying, but thank you again. Once again, you can find us on Spotify at Chapman Sports Radio Panther Insider. Listen to all the reruns of these episodes, and then tune in every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock here throughout this spring for more interviews with Chapman athletes, trying to take you on the inside of what it's like to be an athlete here at Chapman University. Thank you. We'll see you next week and have a great rest of your Wednesday night.
Deucios.
Bang. Jack Johnson. Wait, Joe, did you see that?
Well, I know some people that got a little less than nothing, yeah, but still find some to spare. And other people got more than they could use, but they don't share. And some people got problems, man, they got awful complex.